Hello and welcome to UND Weather Update on this morning of November 18th, 2020. I'm meteorologist Ben Remington bringing you our headlines this morning. We do have a warm Wednesday in store for us out there, getting some warm air to come up from the south, bumping those temperatures up into the mid-40s for today. As well, on Thursday night, we do expect some flurries for the North Valley. We'll talk about that a little more in the future cast, get some snow totals associated with that. But overall, the quiet pattern we've seen lately will continue. No big snowstorms in the forecast here. Outside right now for Grand Forks, we do see some overcast skies out there right now. A little bit of snow on the ground, but as you go throughout the next 2 days, all that snow will disappear with some warmer temperatures. Sitting at about 30 degrees out there right now. That wind is a bit gusty right now out of the south-southeast at 15 miles an hour right now. Across the region, we're seeing some colder temperatures out to our west, a little bit colder in Minot and Bismarck, sitting in the low and upper 20s respectively. Here in the Red River Valley, we're sitting in the low 30s, 34 Grand Forks, 34 in Fargo, but we noticed that south wind. We got some warmer air down here, sitting in the 40s for Aberdeen and Pierre, as well. Marshall's creeping up on 40 at this hour, so some of that warm air will stream up north as we go throughout the day here. Across the country, no one's sitting too terrible, especially for this time of year. Seeing some 40s across the midsection of the country, Kansas City even creeping up on 50. If you look at the eastern and southern part of the country over here, they're a little bit colder over here, seeing some 30s. Even Boston right now, ironically, is a cold spot at 29 as we begin our morning out there. Checking out the satellite and radar, we do see some rain moving onto the west coast. We're not expecting anything too big out of that. In fact, this is what could bring some flurries to the northern valley as we get towards Thursday night. However, for our region, we're not seeing a whole lot of precip right now, and as we look towards the south and east part of the country, nothing going on across that entire half. So relatively quiet day across the country this morning, and especially across our area, we just see those high clouds passing through that we saw on our Skycam, but no precip associated with that, and we expect that to continue for the rest of the day. Checking out our futurecast here, we see a cold front begins to move through our area as we head towards the evening hours here. Nothing really big expected with that. However, as we get towards tomorrow morning, we could see some sprinkles moving through Grand Forks. Nothing too impactful, though. We do see the low pressure system that's moving onto the west coast right now work its way out of the Canadian Rockies here, and that will move across the border area. That will bring some snow to the border regions, maybe some liquid precip here for Grand Forks, but nothing too impactful with that. We expect our snow totals to be 1 to 3 inches across the border region, so nothing too terrible. As we head into Friday, another high pressure will move its way south, and that will bring some colder air for us on Friday. Today we'll reach a high of 45 degrees out there, melt some of that snow off. It will be mostly cloudy out there. It's warm-ish, relatively warm depending on who you are. The winds will be out of the south, 10 to 20, gusting up to 25, so a little bit gusty out there. Tonight we'll drop down to 27 degrees for our low temperature. Clouds will persist, but the winds will calm, dropping down to 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the south-southwest. And tomorrow we bump back up to a very similar high. 40 degrees for our high. See some of that mixed precip in the AM. Might be rain, might be snow, not real sure. No matter what, not too impactful. The winds will increase as we go into the evening, however. It will get out of the north-northwest at 5 to 15 miles an hour. And along with that, we might see some sort of precip during the overnight hours, but nothing, again, too terrible. Checking out the 7-day forecast, we see that the 40s remain for the next 2 days as we just discussed. Friday, we drop down below freezing for our high temperature. But by the time we get towards this weekend, we do bump up a little bit, at least on Saturday, drop down a little bit on Sunday, and by the time we start next week, we're sitting at some pretty nice temperatures in the mid-30s. And again, what we want you to notice is, except for Thursday here, no real chances of any precip at all in the forecast, so a quiet pattern continues for Grand Forks. Thank you for watching UND Weather Update. Please tune in next time.